On this channel, I've explained a lot about Kingdom Hearts, mostly because it's probably my second favorite game series after Pokemon, and I know it's been a while since I did a Kingdom Hearts video, but it jumped into my mind, so I thought, why not make another video? So in this video, we're going to go over the Princesses of Heart, or more precisely, these 7 lights. So what exactly makes someone a Princess of Heart? Well, there is a long explanation, which we'll get into, but there is a pretty simple explanation as well. A being whose heart is inhabited by one of the 7 lights, and thus are completely devoid of darkness. What does it mean for your heart to be devoid of darkness in Kingdom Hearts and inhabited by light? Well, that's actually the long explanation. To start with, in Kingdom Hearts, your heart doesn't mean your physical heart. It's more in line with personality, beliefs, and connections. It's made up partially of the person's memories, will, goals, ambitions, and connection with others, with the rest mostly being made up of either light or darkness. In most cases, one will be more dominant, but there are some exceptions like the princesses themselves, whose hearts are free of darkness, Ventus and Vanitas, light having hearts of light and darkness respectively, and Riku, who has light and dark within his heart. Secondly, light and dark aren't just metaphors, they're actual presences within the person's heart, and it will affect what abilities they have and in their path in life. So with all of that out of the way, let's get into the long explanation. So like I've explained before, in the past, there existed the Keyblade, represented with a X, so most of the time I just call it the X-Blade, the counterpart and protector of Kingdom Hearts. It was from this Keyblade that the Master of Masters learned how to pull forth Keyblades from inside some people's hearts. Unfortunately, during the Keyblade War, the Keyblade was shattered into 20 pieces, 13 of pure darkness and 7 of pure light. These lights would then go on to reside within the 7 princesses, bringing light back into the world and reforming them from thousands of fragments. Thus, the 7 Princesses of Heart were created. Now, the lights grant the princesses special powers outside of just holding the worlds together. First off, if you bring all the princesses together and perform a ritual to remove their hearts, you can bring forth the final keyhole under Hollow Bastion that, when using the light in the hearts of the princesses, will become a portal to Kingdom Hearts. Once the ritual has been complete, their hearts will actually return to them. They can be used to reform the Keyblade if they are rejoined with the 13 darknesses. This is the direct way of reforming the Keyblade. There are other ways, however, and we've either already touched on those in past videos, or if you'd like, I can touch on it in a future video. Let me know in the comments down below. They can sense darkness or evil within somebody, manipulate other people's powers, like for instance upgrading fire magic, travel through corridors of darkness without any negative side effects since they don't have any darknesses in their hearts. And finally, since their hearts are pure light, they can passively keep darkness away or hold it back temporarily if the person is exceptionally strong. But in those cases, the more princesses that are present, the better this ability actually is. Basically, there's more light to scare away the darkness. This ability is also more than likely the reason that anyone with darkness cannot simply take the princess's heart and will need to corrupt other beings of light or trick them into doing it for them. Also, side note here that I kind of just thought of, since their hearts are pure, they should all actually have the ability to use Keyblades, but the only instance we see of one actually wielding a Keyblade is Kairi. So I don't know why they never thought that, hey, the princesses probably need to defend themselves, and we could just, give them all Keyblades. But finally, the last thing we need to talk about is that the light will pass on to new princesses pretty much of its own, but more than likely whenever the world of the princesses is completely saved, or if the darknesses actually manage to find that light, which is apparently not the same as them losing their hearts completely, because the light can exist separately from the heart if it chooses to. But if the light doesn't, and the princess is separated from their heart like Kairi is in Kingdom Hearts, a heartless actually cannot be created, because there's no darkness for the heartless to be created from. But a nobody can be, because you still don't have a heart, and the princesses are still power enough to create a nobody. And this is actually how Naminé was created. But you know what's actually never explained? Why there weren't 6 other nobodies created at the same time? Because theoretically, they actually should have been, because the other princesses' hearts were also removed. And I think that actually would have been a lot more interesting, like kind of little side game for Axel, Rossius, and Xion, while we're waiting for Kingdom Hearts 4 to come out, if it ever actually comes out. Would have been like them finding random other nobodies that are connected to the princesses. But then the princesses also would have woke up, so the nobodies would have probably disappeared. and maybe they were there and we just never got to see them. I don't know. I just kind of wish it would have been explained, and maybe we would have been shown that actually happened. But with that little tangent out of the way, guys, that's actually it. That's all you need to know about the princesses of light and the lights that are within them. Now, I could probably do a whole video separately on the lights themselves, but they don't really get as much explanation as the darknesses do. They're very much tied to the princesses, and basically after Kingdom Hearts 1, outside of Kairi, they're kind of just irrelevant to the story for the most part. I mean, they're still there and they still do stuff, but they're not like a main focus or a main driver for like this main story going forwards. But if you guys want to see me do deep dives into the individual princesses themselves within the game, please let me know in the comments down below. While you guys are down there, please remember to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell so you never miss another video from me, and I will see you guys in the next video.